Welcome to Steve's Random Thoughts. Are you Sears or are you Amazon? Now, before anyone thinks this is a speech about shopping, let me assure you, it isn't. This is a speech about leadership. It's about organizations. It's about our willingness to adapt to a changing world. And ultimately, it's about each one of us. 100 years ago, Sears was not just another retailer. Sears was the retailer. For millions of Americans, the Sears catalog was more than a catalog. It was the internet before there even was an internet. You could order almost anything imaginable and have it delivered to your doorstep. Need tools? Sears had them. Craftsman. Need appliances? Sears had them. Kenmore. Need clothing? Sears had it. Need a house? Believe it or not, at one time, Sears sold those too. Their distribution network stretched across America. Their brand was trusted. Their logistics were second to none. In many ways, Sears invented modern retail. If someone had asked in 1970 whether Sears could ever disappear, most people would have laughed. They were simply too big. Too successful, too established. But then something happened. The world changed. The internet arrived. Computers became household appliances. People began shopping differently. Information moved instantly instead of through printed catalogs. The rules changed. Ironically, Sears already possessed many of the ingredients needed to dominate the online marketplace. They had warehouses, they had suppliers, they had customer relationships, they had one of the most recognized brands in America. They even had a website. But while Amazon was asking, what could shopping become? Sears kept asking, how do we protect what we've always done? That difference changed history. Amazon was not burdened by protecting yesterday. They were obsessed with building tomorrow. Sears kept trying to fit the future into a business model designed for the past. Eventually, for Sears, it became too little, too late. Now let me be clear. I do not tell this story to criticize Sears. And I certainly don't tell it to put Amazon on a pedestal. Every successful organization faces challenges. Every company makes mistakes. And every business, no matter how innovative, will someday face its own moment of disruption. But that's not really the point. The point is that Sears' story illustrates something every leader, every organization, and every one of us should remember. Past success is never a guarantee of future success. Sears accomplished remarkable things. They transformed American commerce, pioneered mail-order retail, built one of the nation's greatest distribution networks, and earned the trust of generations of customers. Those achievements deserve to be recognized and respected. Amazon's success was not inevitable. It came from a willingness to question assumptions, experiment, adapt, and continually reinvent itself in response to a changing world. The lesson is not that one company was good and the other was bad. The lesson is that change is relentless. Organizations that continue to learn, innovate, and adapt give themselves the best opportunity to thrive. Organizations that become convinced that yesterday's formula will always work risk falling behind, no matter how successful they once were. I tell it because every organization and every person is tempted to become Sears. We all become comfortable. We all develop routines. We all find methods that work. And that's not a bad thing. Success deserves to be celebrated. Experience matters. Tradition matters. History matters. But history should become our foundation, not our prison. One of the greatest dangers in life is believing that because something worked yesterday, it will automatically work tomorrow. The world does not stand still. Technology does not stand still. Communities do not stand still. And neither should we. As human beings, we have a choice. We can spend our time defending the past, or we can spend our energy preparing for the future. That does not mean abandoning our values. Quite the opposite. Our values should never change. Integrity, service, honesty, compassion, those are timeless. But the methods we use to live out those values must continue to evolve. Some people spend years saying, "That's not the way we've always done it." Others ask, "Is there a better way?" Guess which group changes the world? Change is not easy. Let's be honest. It's uncomfortable. It stretches us. Sometimes it forces us to admit that the way we've always done things is not the best way anymore. That can be humbling. But humility is often the first step toward growth. Every meaningful achievement requires change. Every breakthrough requires someone willing to leave familiar ground. Failure is not what destroys organizations. Refusing to learn from failure does. Making mistakes is not fatal. Repeating the same mistakes because we're unwilling to change, that is what becomes fatal. Be proud of your accomplishments. Celebrate your victories. Honor those who came before you. But don't let yesterday become the ceiling for tomorrow. Keep learning. Keep asking questions. Keep listening. Keep growing. Assume a positive attitude. Be willing to challenge your own assumptions. Be open to ideas from people younger than you, older than you, and different from you. Some of the best ideas you'll ever hear will not come from the corner office. They'll come from someone who simply isn't afraid to ask, why? Or why not? The organizations that thrive 20 years from now will not necessarily be the biggest. They'll be the ones most willing to learn. The leaders who succeed will not be the ones who know everything. They'll be the ones who never stop learning. The people who make the greatest difference will not be those who fear change. They'll be those who embrace it with wisdom, courage, and optimism. So, I'd like to leave you with the same question I asked at the beginning. Are you Sears or are you Amazon? Will you cling to what once worked, or build what comes next? Will you let success make you comfortable, or let success become the platform for your next innovation? The choice belongs to every organization. The choice belongs to every leader. The choice belongs to every one of us. Because the future does not belong to those who simply remember the past. It belongs to those who are willing to create what comes next. And remember, be proud of your past. Learn from your mistakes. Keep moving forward. Stay positive. And be open to change. Because organizations and people who continue to adapt don't just survive, they thrive. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. And until next time, peace out, y'all.